The EZAs for the LR Gods and LR Super Saiyan 4s are finally in game, and the landscape of how the game is has changed a lot from the original release. So we're gonna go ahead and talk about the best teams that you could run this character on, best partners and things like that, right? The good thing about these characters is that they're not restricted to a specific category. They don't have to be ran in a specific slot. There are ideal partners for them, but realistically, you can get away with them in any like Saiyan centric team build. They will be good to go. Now, one thing again, I do really want to highlight is that as a Super Saiyan 4 character, they have the GT link and then they have the Saiyan Roar link. This one more important than even the GT link right here. 25% attack and 10% defense. It's a small amount of characters in here, but if you're able to get this off, man, this link is very massive for them. So anyways, we're going to talk about teams that I personally would run them on and how they really fit well into them, and hopefully this does help you guys out with running these guys in game. Now, the first thing we're going to talk about is, of course, the LR Gogeta team of the 10th anniversary Super Gogeta that just released. A lot of people may not have them, but I think more than often, compared to other anniversaries, I think you will have this character because there is the pity coin, but there's also the fact that you're able to wish this guy for free with Purunga if you chose to do so. So I think we'll see a lot more people have this as an available option. And this team is, of course, the Successors, Fused Fighters, and Pure Saiyans team. They give 50% extra stats to fusion characters and gifted warriors characters, which of course does allow this character to actually fit the 220% leader skill. So this is one of their strongest teams by far by having them on the 220% leader skill. Most of the game is only under the 170% leader skills in terms of their own leader skills themselves, right? So having a leader like this will be very valuable in getting their highest stats. Now, again, we talked about this, but you do really badly want a Saiyan Roar character or GT character, the bare minimum. That's really, really important. So if you do have this character as well, this is going to be their best buddy, the first character you go to link together with them. Not only does this guy provide them exactly all the links that they want in terms of Super Saiyan, GT, Saiyan Roar, Fierce Battle, Legendary Power, Kamehameha, they share 6 out of 7 links. You go ahead and take a look at this guy. In the Super Saiyan 3 form, he's providing 50% defense support, but when he's Super Saiyan 4 Goku, he's providing up here 10% damage reduction and 70% defense to Power Beyond Super Saiyan and Grade Ape Power. This means that Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta will actually be getting, by the time you get Super Saiyan 4 Goku out, this guy will be out likely. Even in the base form, right? They're getting 10% reduction and the 70% defensive support. That does matter. That'll lead to a huge difference in how good they're tanking. So again, it's like you really badly would like this character there. And in terms of other GT like Saiyan Roar characters, there's not, unfortunately, too many that are great right now. And at this point, we're kind of waiting for EZAs. I do think though that one other character you could potentially take advantage of this with is this Vegeta. This Grade Ape Vegeta is another Saiyan Roar character that will actually allow you to get that link active, right? They don't share that many links, right? It'll pretty much only be Saiyan Roar and Legendary Power. So maybe you could have this guy floating around, just as a third slot character, even though ideally he's slot 1. You could run these guys as a rotation and maybe get all the extra links from this guy, though. I think that could be something optional if you want to see, again, a lot of the strength from those really strong links. I think that works out actually pretty well. This guy would give him Fierce Battle, Super Saiyan, Grade Ape Vegeta would give this guy Saiyan Roar, right? And you can go from there. But let's go with the assumption that, you have Super Saiyan 3 GT Goku. From this rest of this team build, I would say ideally you have some sort of Rainbow Orb Changer. And that's the last thing I do want to mention. Because when you're fused into Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta specifically, and even in Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Vegeta, you want 8 Key Spheres specifically. But as Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, you would like to get ideally up to 10 Key Spheres. But per Rainbow Key Sphere you obtain, you get 10% extra damage reduction, which, would pair well with this guy as well. But if you have the Rainbow Orb changing, that will allow you to get, of course, more Rainbow Orbs. So I don't have him just yet, but you know, let's pretend this is the Tech LR Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks. I think you could easily run him on the team. This is an older character. I'm gonna put him just for, you know, comparison sakes. Alright, Tech Gogeta right here is also a Rainbow Orb Changer. Could help with the Scouter early on in the fight. Well, I guess turn 4 is the same thing for Super Saiyan 4 in this guy. But I think, you know, having that Scouter ability could be useful before you even get like Super Gogeta out. Or maybe you want to stack longer with the Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, right? So this could be good. And beyond that, with the orb changing, they'll help out quite a lot. So from here, you could pretty much run whoever you want, really, as long as you have the options. I mean, you could run STR Super EZA Super Gogeta. If you want, you could use this guy as a Rainbow Orb Changer, and then you could do something like, I don't know, this. You just want to make sure you have that Universe Rival Saga ally. So it's like, okay, maybe you have UI Goku on one of the rotations, and then you have Blue Evolution floating around. Then with that in mind, you are able to not only have this guy provide the Rainbow Key Spheres, but the pre-fused Super Saiyan 4s will also provide this guy the unit super attack, so he will get the attack stats and hit a little harder beyond there, right? But just a few different options here. There's plenty of ways you can build this team. I mean, this is one of the most expansive teams in the game. Pure Saiyans, like, look at, this is basically my whole box, bro. Like, there's so many characters here. There is a possibility that this guy, the Int, and then we could also take a look here at the Int Super Saiyan GT Vegeta. We'll get an Extreme Z Awakening, and they're also Rainbow Orb Changers that I think will really help out with this character really flourishing. Where is this guy? Right here. This guy getting a Super EZA would be really, or just a normal EZA would be really helpful. There's also this guy. I think they might EZA this guy during, I think there's going to be an EX part. If they EZA this character during the EX part and he becomes like even a Rainbow Orb Changer himself, that'd be really good. But either way, they will link very well. The only issue, no Saiyan Roar. But, you know, we can definitely get around that. Same with the other two, no Saiyan Roar, but you still have GT and a lot of those other really important Saiyan links anyways. But this is what I think about the Fusion team. You could also run the Tech LR Vegito as a leader in case you don't have the Super Saiyan Gogeta or the Super Gogeta. I can't speak. The only issue is that these guys wouldn't get the full 220%. In fact, they would only be under a 170% leader skill, unfortunately. So that's why it's like, you know, you could run this guy as a leader and have a friend, and then they would still be getting a pretty good boost overall, but there's that. So anyways, let's move on to the next team. Now, funny enough, another team that I want to talk about is their own team, which is actually pretty good. So it is Fused Fighters and GT Heroes key 3 and 170%, but then Kamehameha characters also get 1 key and 30%. So 4 key 200% leader skill right there. I mean, realistically, you don't need 220% to clear the content of the game, and especially having 2 of these guys on the team is going to be very, very good. You'll have basically 2 slot 1s along content. You'll have just 2 Super Saiyan 4 Gogetas obliterating the enemy, right? That is going to be very nasty. And again, there's a very nice roster of characters that you have all together. You could even decide to run this guy as a leader in case, let's say, maybe you don't have the Super Vegeta or the Super Gogeta. This guy does lead Fused Fighters. You can lead like a Fused Fighters / GT Heroes kind of build. I mean, HL Super Vegeta is not a bad option. You have, of course, this character, the Super Gogeta. You also have the Super Vegito, Tech Gogeta, the LR Gods, another really great option of this team. Like, I mean, let's say best case scenario team might be something like this, right? You could run a team like this under their leader skill. And, you know, three of these characters are Easy 8 characters, right? Maybe you could literally run a full EZA team, right? Like this. And then, I don't know, I guess the last character, you kind of have to wait for it potentially. But like, there's a lot of good options. I mean, I guess you could run you or Kefla, right? There's like some decent options. Even like Fusion Zamasu. In short content, this guy actually still low-key cooks in the Battle Hardened Formidable Foes. I took him a couple of times in there, and Fusion Zamasu actually does pretty decently well. There's also tons of Super EZAs that could be upcoming in the future. You could run like even a potential grade 8 power-ish variant potentially, right? There's some pretty decent options. So if you don't have the brand new Fusion characters, you could use this guy as like other leader for this. You know, especially if we start getting a lot of GT characters this year. I think we could see Tech Pan get an EZA this year. Tech Pan, you know, if they do her right, Tech Pan could actually be a very good EZA. I actually do think she could be very powerful. She does want a GT Goku ally. Guess what? These guys count as a GT Goku ally, right? That'll be very helpful. In Super Saiyan 4 Goku, sure, I guess you could use them if you want to. The Super Saiyan GT Goku and Vegeta, we could get I mean, in a year from now, these guys will EZA and they'll actually be very good. I can't, dude, their EZA will be very nice. Physical Blue Gogeta, another great option, honestly. Like, this guy is still pretty good overall. You could definitely run him. He's also a Rainbow Orb Changer. All of that's going to be very helpful. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, again, also the year 2, if they do get a Super EZA and like a part EX to the Celebration, man, that will be insane. Him, and then of course Super Saiyan 4 Goku, like they could be really powerful too. So, anyways, I just want to bring up their team because I think it's a nice little option as well. Now I brought this up a little earlier, but we do have the Great Ape Power team led by the Super Saiyan 3 Goku that transforms into Super Saiyan 4 Goku. I think this team is actually a decent team right now. I'm not going to say it's the craziest, greatest team, but you could definitely get away with a lot of these characters in a lot of different events. Of course, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, people already ran on this team, but now he's going to be a very, very good option here. Probably, I mean, this is the best option on the team, I would say, even over Super Saiyan 4 Goku. But Super Saiyan 4 Goku is the heart and soul of this team, with the multi-turn 44% attack and defense support, the damage reduction support, right? He's doing quite a lot. So that even comes to this situation where I've seen people run this guy in difficult events. He works just fine, right? We can get Int LR Super Saiyan 4 Goku. You can maybe have a rotation of Super Saiyan 4 Goku plus this Int Super Saiyan 4 Goku, then Gogeta and the other Super Saiyan 4 Goku. That works out really well. From here, you know, I've seen people run this guy on the team, and then we can get like Int Super Saiyan 4 Gohan actually is another option here potentially. In fact, I would say Gritty Vegeta as another character you can run just like as a slot 1 option. I think that works just fine. This guy again is also a Great Power support just a little bit, right? He does give the key 1 key and 30% attack and defense, right? He will have 45% reduction and the counter, right? Not bad at all. So yeah, no, I think there was just a lot of decent options. I mean, I've seen Halberd brought this guy up to me. This guy does actually stack up attack and defense, right? I don't think he has like any inherent damage reduction built in, but with the 10% reduction and the multi-turn like support, maybe you could get some use out of this guy. That's me. That's not me bringing it up. That's Halberd that brought it up to me. But yeah, and I think this team has lots of room to grow just in this past year, this next year, especially with a lot of Super EZAs upcoming, a lot of new characters you could potentially get. Again, GT Super Saiyan Goku, Super Saiyan Vegeta, and then in Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. But then even beyond that, if you're a Heroes fan and you have these characters, the Limit Breaker Super Saiyan 4s are also should EZA this year, right? I think they said that they would continue to EZA. I actually don't have the Vegeta, which is really funny. They said they would continue to EZA those characters. So if we do get the option of having their EZAs later on in the year, it would be, because right now they are restricted to actually, I'm pretty sure I do have that Vegeta. Maybe I just haven't awakened him. I really don't have that Vegeta, huh? The Great Ape Full Power, not the Great Ape, the Super Saiyan 4 Full Power Vegeta. But this guy and the Vegeta, right? They are limited to the full power category and the heroes category. If they add Great Ape Power here, that'd be ideal, because you know not every character is on full power, right? Like this guy is not on the full power team. Gogeta going full power is silly. I mean, he doesn't need to. But yeah, no, I think from there are a couple of extra teams that we could talk about, like, and I guess we'll just kind of end it off here. Like, these are the main teams that I would really talk about here. We do have the I want to find it here. The Kamehameha category team is another team where this guy is able to do really, really well in. The 200% leader scope for this will definitely work out the best. You could also throw these guys on the Super Saiyan 3 Angel Goku team, because they are on accelerated battle, right? If we take a look here, I believe accelerated battle is dang, I can't try to remember which one is accelerated battle. Definitely not this. That's Shadow Dragon Saga. I also clicked the wrong one. Bottom Parent and Child eventually could get a new team. That'd be really good. I believe this is Time Limit. Yeah, Accelerated Battle is this one, I believe. Yeah, this is accelerated battle, which also means they're on Glorio's team as well, right? You could run them on the Glorio's team if you want like a rotation of these guys and then some other Super Saiyan 4 or something like that, right? I think if I'm not mistaken, I also do believe Super Saiyan 4 Eijo Goku is on accelerated battle, which actually he is right here, duh. So you could get that too, but let me know what you guys are thinking about Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta and all of his different teams. I'm trying to get his actual art here. Just wanted to bring up a couple of options for him, right? And including his own team, just in case you don't have any of these new leaders. His own team actually works very powerful as well. So thanks all for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.